What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I'm here to tell you that blue hybrid decks are looking pretty much as good as we were expecting. Turns out they are winning in the BT7 meta. Now, we need to give a massive shout out here to Ensan Gaming for making us aware of this deck list, and Lars for, actually making it. So let's go and take a little bit of a look at a nice winning blue hybrid deck. And we need to start off with the Digitarmor, as is honestly fairly normal. And what we've got here is 4 Uppermon. No 5th Digitarmor. Remember, you are able, if you wish, to play a 5th Digitarmor, but you don't have to. Here we have just got 4 of the Uppermon from BT1. It means that when you're attacking, if your opponent has any Digimon with no Digivolution cards, you draw a card. Drawing is good. Draw engines are good. This seems kind of sensible. Now, in terms of level 3s, honestly here, it's a little bit of a Strabamon party. Again, when I told you blue hybrid, you should have been thinking it was a Strabamon party. So we've got 4 copies of the one from BT4 that when you play it, you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and you add a hybrid Digimon and a blue Tamer from among them to your hand, which sounds pretty gosh darn good. We've got 4 copies of the Strabamon from BT6 that's got an inheritable skill that says when you are attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has hybrid or 10 warriors in its type, gain a memory, which again it should do, so you're going to be gaining memory throughout the game, which is definitely a good thing. And then 4 copies of the new Strabamon that just came around in BT7. When you play, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, and you add a card with hybrid in its traits, Susanemon or Kojima Minamoto to your hand, placing the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then, when it's deleted, you may play a Kojima Minamoto from your hand without playing its memory cost. Yes, obviously we're playing Kojima Minamoto in this deck. If we weren't, that would be a little bit silly. Now, in terms of blue level 3s, that is it. We got 12 Strabamon and there are no others. However, we've also got some white level 3s that are fitting pretty nicely into these blue hybrid decks. So there is an entire playset here of that new Pokemon. When you play, you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck, and you add a card with hybrid in its form or 10 warriors in its type, and a Tamer from among them to your hand. Yes, it's very much like Strabamon. You're searching out your Tamers and your hybrid, as you should be. But it's also got a static skill that once per turn per Pokemon, when your Tamer Digivolves, you gain 2 memory. So yes, if you've got all 4 Pokemon in play, and I know that's not very likely, but if you do, you evolve into a Digimon from a Tamer, and you gain 8 memory. That's nuts. Incidentally, do bear in mind it has no Digivolution cost, so it cannot Digivolve from Uppermon, it's got to be hard cast. I mean, the chances of it Digivolving from a blue level 2 were slim anyway, but it doesn't matter, it ain't evolving from anything. We've also got 2 copies of Nemon here. When you play it, you may play a Tamer card with an inherited effect from your hand without paying its memory cost, which seems pretty good to me. Obviously, that's going to be our main Tamer, we'll get there in a moment. And on all turns, once per turn, when your Digimon with a Tamer card in its Digivolution cards is deleted, you may play a Tamer card from your trash without paying its memory cost. So again, we're playing around with hybrid decks. This lets you basically play Tamers for free, either when you play this card, or when you have a Digimon deleted and this is just in play. For hybrid decks, this is absolutely brilliant. Now, moving up into level 4s, I'm going to be honest with you, right? You're going to see some hybrids. I keep referring to this as a blue hybrid deck, and frankly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to be seen as a liar. So what we've got here is 4 copies of the Lobamon that came around in BT4. There's nothing terribly special about this. It's just a fairly cheap Digimon that can Digivolve from a Tamer. Doesn't have any extra skills or anything like that. It can just Digivolve from a Tamer, but it's pretty cheap to Digivolve, and that's pretty good. We've also got 2 copies of the MagnaGarurumon from BT4, which again can Digivolve from a Tamer as if it was a level 3 Digimon, but it's for a free cost. It's not super cheap, so gonna be honest with you, that's slightly annoying. However, when you are attacking, you can return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to its owner's hand, so that ain't too bad, ladies and gentlemen. That ain't too bad. And then we've got, to finish off the level 4s here, we've got a playset of the new MagnaGarurumon that came around in BT7. So this can Digivolve from a level 3 or a level 4 or a Tamer. 1 cost from a level 4, 2 cost from a Tamer, 3 cost from a level 3. And then when you are Digivolving, if you got a card with Hybrid in its traits or a Koji Minamoto in your Digivolution cards, you gain jamming for the turn, which means you can attack your opponent's security stack knowing you're going to survive, which is a pretty good thing. Hey, speaking of jamming, we've also got Beowulfmon here. Now, this one has jamming. Jamming is pretty good, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. Not deleted by security cards, very much a good thing. But as well as that, on your opponent's turn, while this Digimon's Digivolution cards include either a Digimon card with Hybrid or a blue Tamer card, it can't be attacked. So even if you're resting, your opponent can't attack and take you out. When you attack the stack, you've got jamming, so you're not going to be deleted by a security Digimon. And if you want this to sit around and stay on the field for a while, this is going to sit around and stay on the field for a while. This one is pretty gosh darned cool. And then we've got ourselves a rather lovely playset here of the Beowulfmon that again just came around in BT7. When your Digimon that has a Tamer card in its Digivolution cards Digivolves into this from your hand, reduce the cost by 2, i.e. if you've gone from a Tamer up, you can Digivolve this for a 1 cost, which is clearly absurdly cheap. And when you are attacking, you may return a Digimon with Hybrid in its form from your Digivolution cards, and then return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to their hand. So we've seen multiple skills like this now, where we're just removing those weaker Digimon from our opponent's side of the field. This is clearly a very cool thing. Plus, we've got a couple different Digimon with jamming, so we've got weaker Digimon that can take out security while surviving, and this is starting to build up pretty nicely. Now, we're talking BT7, and we're talking Hybrid, so clearly our level 6, and there is only actually one level 6 here, but clearly it's going to be MagnaGarurumon. Because when you are Digivolving or attacking, once per turn, you may return a Digimon with Hybrid in its form from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to return one of your opponent's Digimon with the same level to its owner's hand, i.e. if you get rid of a level 5, your opponent gets rid of a level 5. Except you're not actually getting rid of it, you're putting that card back in your hand, and you can then Digivolve. You know, if you take your level 5 here, it's a 1 cost to Digivolve. So you put it back to your hand, get rid of your opponent's level 5 Digimon, and then if you've got a level 4, you can Digivolve back up for 1 cost, as long as it has a Tamer in there. This is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, and also when your hand is increased by an effect, you unsuspend one of your Digimon. So MagnaGarurumon can unsuspend, plus you got your Uppermon for draw, and we got a skill which is going to gain us some memory, so we are building up our resources here, and it's starting to go very, very nicely indeed. And then we have just a single level 7. It is the Omnimon, one of the many Omnimon that came around in Battle of Omni, the regular Omnimon. When you Digivolve, you've got Blitz. That means you can attack even if the turn would have passed over to your opponent. When you Digivolve, you unsuspend this Digimon. Now, bearing in mind, we can already unsuspend MagnaGarurumon when we increase our hand size. Which means we've now got multiple ways of potentially unsuspending the same Digimon, which means we can attack multiple times and take out multiple security and or win the game with the same Digimon. That's clearly a good thing. Also, if an opponent's effect would either delete this Digimon, return it to your owner's hand or deck, you can prevent it by trashing a level 6 in your Digivolution cards, so it's going to stay on the field a lot longer. So we've got jamming, We've got some cheating up with evolution. We've got getting rid of our opponent's littler Digimon. And we've got unsuspending. That seems like a nice combo all round. Now, moving over to Tamer cards here. There's one that really should not be a surprise. I've already mentioned the name about 27 times. It's Koji Minamoto. Now, it's a security card, so you play it for free when it comes out of your security, like every Tamer we've ever seen. But that's a regular skill, not a security skill. You've got a main skill that says you may place 5 cards with hybrid under it and Digivolve into MagnaGarurumon, as if it was a level 5 blue Digimon. So it's more cheating evolution here. We can play Koji for free and then place 5 card with hybrids from your hand under it and Digivolve into MagnaGarurumon. That's pretty cool. Bearing in mind, when you attack with MagnaGarurumon, you put a hybrid back into your hand. So yeah, this is going to work sometimes. And you are going to get proper cheating evolution. Play Koji for free and then Digivolve straight up into MagnaGarurumon. Also, it's got an inheritable skill whereby when in effect, add the card to your hand, gain a memory, and then you can't be blocked for the turn. Bearing in mind, adding a card to your hand already unsuspends, and you can see the BT7 hybrid cards, they are adding a lot of synergy. When I showed you these cards the other day, I told you that blue hybrid just got great, and I wasn't exaggerating or trying to clickbait you or any of that rubbish. I was telling you that although blue hybrids have been here for a little while since set 4, the new tricks in BT7 had made them into a top tier deck. And oh look, very early on in the BT7 meta, we are seeing victory for blue hybrid because blue hybrid's really good. There are also a couple of copies of Davis Motomiya here. At the start of your turn, if your memory is 2 or less, it becomes free. And when you play, you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and add a blue and a green Digimon to your hand. Now, obviously, you're not going to be grabbing a green Digimon. There ain't none. But by the same token, you can still grab yourself a blue Digimon. It's still a Tamer that can be played for free. It's still, if it comes out as security or whatever, it can still put your memory to free at the beginning of your turn. So it's still a very, very cool card. It's just not letting you search for a green Digimon or, pick up a green Digimon as well. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think beggars should be choosers here. Now, in terms of option cards, there are a couple. We've got Howling Memory Boost from BT6. Trashes 2 Digimon cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Remember, that might then let you activate Uppermon skill. Then one of your opponent's Digimon that has no Digivolution cards can neither attack nor block until the end of your opponent's next turn. You then place it in the battle area, and during the main phase, you can activate the delay skill to get 2 of the free memory you paid straight back. I cannot be the only one that thinks this sounds pretty gosh darn good. We've got a single copy here of Aqua Viper from BT4. Returns one of your Digimon to its owner's hand, and then up to 2 of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to their owner's hands. Bearing in mind, you might need 1 more hybrid to activate your Tamer here. Well, this will work very nicely indeed. And then we've got ourselves a couple of copies of a more recent blue option card, Ice Wall, one that came out in EX1. It is a 1-cost card that says all your opponent's Digimon gain, when attacking, lose 2 memory until the end of your opponent's next turn. Or as a security, it gives you 2 memory. And this is just a super mean card, which is hopefully going to make your opponent, a little bit sad, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit sad. So there we go. Thank you once again to Ensan Gaming for making us aware of this deck, and to Lars for sharing it. This is a very cool deck. And Blue Hybrid, we're not talking about some, hey, they've gotten a little bit of a boost. It has now become a proper top tier deck, and I don't think this is going to be the last time we see it winning, is fair to say. But now it's over to you, lovely ladies and gentlemen. I want to know how good you think Blue Hybrid is. I want to know anything you want to tell me about this deck. I want to know if you're going to be playing it. So go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. Then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wossy. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kind of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.